This is Mita, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Noodles and Mystica. You guys are listening to Bluntly Talking. Hey ladies, how are you guys today?
Hey, I'm good.
Pretty good, pretty good.
So today is podcast day. Today is Tuesday, and I actually want to get right to it. We were watching something today. Actually, when did we watch this movie? A couple of days ago.
It was like maybe 4 days ago now.
Right. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
about
I
4
want to
days
say.
ago. What about you, Mystica?
Me?
When did you watch it?
I want to say about 2 days ago because I watched it on a weekend. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which one, but I know it was a weekend.
So, the movie that we're talking about, right? It's a movie called Simone. And this movie came out it's an old movie. It came out in 2002. The reason that I've been talking about it for a long time. I've been wanting everybody to watch it because it reminds me of something, and you guys will see what I mean. And I'm always saying, oh my god, you guys need to watch this movie because it reminds me of that movie.
Of something.
And we've never been able to watch it for one reason or another. But the other day, I don't even remember what triggered it. Did you remember, Noodles, by any chance? Because I really don't even remember what it was.
Wasn't it, I want to say, wasn't it about, I know we talked about this before already, but wasn't it about, with, Ballerina Farm and with Roro?
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
That's what triggered everything. That's what started it all.
Yeah. So,
if y'all haven't seen it yet, you should go watch our
YouTube, our TikToks, our streams, everything. Definitely.
Over here.
Yeah. We were watching, last week we did our stream, and we were talking about Ballerina Farm. And again, if you guys don't know what that is, go watch our stream from last week. I think it was on Thursday that we talked about it. And at the end of it, I said, I finished with one of my last thoughts were that I thought that it could be fake. That because it was Ballerina Farm and it was Roro from TikTok. And I said, you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like all of this could just be fake. And it reminded me of the movie Simone. And so I said our homework will be to watch the movie Simone. And so that's what we did. Now, I'm going to read off a little bit. Simone, from what it says in the website, imdb.com. This is what it says. So Simone was written and directed by Andrew Nicolai. Came out in 2002. And this is what it says. It says it's a producer's film. It says a producer's film is endangered when his star walks off, so he decides to digitally create an actress to substitute for the star, becoming an overnight sensation that everyone thinks is a real person. Basically, so that's the synopsis for it. It stars Al Pacino, Winona Ryder, Evan Rachel Wood plays his daughter, and so it's basically what it says there, right? And keep in mind, it's from 2002. AI was something very much sci-fi. It was something very much that was like for the future, like 100 years. I'm not going to tell you the entire movie if you guys want to, but I honestly don't have the energy to go through it because I have a lot that I want to cover. But there's spoilers ahead also.
Yep. So if you haven't seen it,
but honestly, watch it afterwards. Even if you haven't seen it, listen to what we're going to say, but watch the movie either way. It's a good movie, but
it really is a good movie though. Gets you thinking.
It definitely does.
So this producer, right, his movie star who is played by Winona Ryder, who is amazing. And when this movie is made, she's at the peak of her. Oh my God, she's beautiful. I love her. Anyways, but she plays this spoiled actress, right? And she walks out of the movie. That this is at the beginning, and Al Pacino is like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" And this guy out of nowhere, what's the name? Hank, I believe.
Yes.
Walks in and he gives him this huge drive, a computer drive that, I think Noodles didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, you saw it and I was like, is that like a little computer? What the heck? And
You know what's funny? I actually recognize it as that mostly because, like, I want to say, like, at some point in, I want to say middle school, high school, they actually showed us one of those saying, like,
oh my God,
like, some of us may be working with this and some of us maybe not. I was the few that was not working with it, but I knew one of my friends who did work with it, and they complained about it, mostly because it was hard for them to try to figure it out, and, like, I think the one they gave them at the time, it had a good amount of space, but it didn't have a lot of space. So like,
right,
yeah, like to them it was like, oh, like,
yeah, I had to tell Noodles, like, because she was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, that's a hard drive." But anyway,
I've never seen it before.
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Noodles.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this guy shows up, right? And lo and behold, so he dies. He dies. And so Al Pacino, the director.
Well, yeah, because he accidentally, he says himself, like, he got too close to the screen. He gets a tumor in his brain. Yeah.
Right. So he dies. But he gives the producer this AI actress. And he puts this actress, because he's looking for, and he's gonna get fired because now he needs to come up with his actress, and he puts this actress, this AI actress in there, and he thinks that everybody's gonna know that it's fake. And honestly, it does, because this was made in 2002. And it looks, of course it looks fake to us now. Now that you see it, it looks 100% fake. But back then, it didn't.
Like
back
that was
then, right. And so, of course, everybody gets fooled. Everybody thinks, oh my God, she's amazing, she's beautiful, oh my God. And he's floored. And he's thinking, I'm going to get caught, I'm going to go to jail, oh my God. But he doesn't. And that's what the movie's about. The movie is where he is fooling people into thinking, and he's, at the beginning, he keeps thinking, I'm going to get caught, they're going to think that this is fake, like, how can they not realize? And it's like everything, right? Like, when you start telling a lie, like, lies always come out. There's no way. Like, the truth always comes out. Because you always have to be building on this lie. And this is what he does. He has to maintain this lie that this person actually exists. So what does he do? He has to create, like, if there is this person, and keep in mind, like, this is a celebrity. Like, everybody wants to know where Simone is. And by the way, Simone is a play on words. Simone means simulation 1. That's how they came up with the name Simone. So he creates, like, he goes to a hotel because everybody wants to know where she's at. So he books a hotel under, like, a false name, but, everybody knows it's actually her. He goes into the hotel room and he makes it look like, he makes people think that that him and her are having a thing. And everybody thinks that she's in there. And he gets his secretary to kind of, like, run out, like she's covered, and everybody thinks it's her. Of course, the secretary thinks that she's helping Simone out. The actors who supposedly are acting along, with Simone are playing along because they don't want to look the fool. And they have conversations with her on the phone, but they don't know that also it's fake, it's computer generated. They are, in a sense, acting with the green screen. But when they're asked, they lie. They say like, "Oh yeah, Simone is great," and blah blah blah. They throw parties, and then he photoshops Simone in there, and everybody thinks that she was there. This movie was ridiculous, right? Like, you think this was ridiculous. Like, this could not happen. How funny, how silly. People are not gonna fall for it. But now, here we are
In this day and age.
2024. And now let's think about this, right? Now let's sit back and think about it. And this is what, ever since I saw this movie, right, throughout the years, and again, think about this. I've said to you guys, oh my God, there's this movie, and this reminds me of this movie, and oh my God, blah, 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 right? And last week we were talking about Ballerina Farm, we're talking about Roro, and I'm like, holy shit. Here it is again. This is so freaking fake, because I've seen TikToks where people have actually said, like, the Kardashians are fake, or, blah, blah, blah is fake. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories about that. But now thinking back, and I'm like, oh my God, it is freaking fake, because, we don't know. Think of the premieres. We see the TikToks, now AI is so good. They say that, they need to tell us when things happen. They need to tell us when they do things. They're putting it in our face. This movie was made back in 2002, which means this was already done. This was already being done back then. The technology that exists right now, like, we think, oh, it barely came out. No. This has already been out there. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I was making the connection of, how many times have we seen celebrities malfunction or glitch or whatever? I remember seeing videos of Katy Perry, something was going on with her eye, but the way that it was moving, it looked like she was a robot stuck. How, I don't know if you guys have ever had those toy baby dolls that can actually move their eyes and stuff, and how one of them, their eyes get stuck.
Yes.
That's literally how it looked that was going on with her. There has been also footage of her doing other weird stuff, where it looks like she's just doing one motion, waiting for her music to turn on before she you just see life basically come into her, and it's weird. There's also been what was that lady's name that I was telling you? That one that it was Halloween, and she was talking about something. But
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams. What happened with her?
Yeah.
Eminem. There was recently I don't know if it was a fighter or who it was that literally just froze. He was talking to a cameraman, and all of a sudden just froze. Yeah. And there's different angles of people going to him and trying to get him to move, but he's there for a good minute. It's weird. Yeah. You can't tell me that that's that's
what's going on.
Yeah. And then we've talked about AI, that it's getting better, but you're right. What if
also yeah, in the movie, right? It's, oh my God, it's literally a play-by-play. She does interviews, right? Remote interviews. Think about this, right? Think about how now we don't even question it anymore. Especially now with after 2020, after COVID. That is it's so normalized. We don't even question it now. Especially after 2020. Now it's you see it on there, and you see the people, interviews. Everyone does interviews from their homes, but that was already done even before 2020. But even before 2020, it was already done. But after 2020, it's become like the norm now.
That's normal now.
And in the movie, again, it honestly, it blows my mind now watching the movie how much it says. It's scary. It is so scary of how accurate it is. And you know, I think yesterday, Noodles and I were like having not a meltdown, but almost a meltdown.
Are you sure it wasn't a meltdown?
We were analyzing, right? Because it was like, how, and then to think like that there's people that will sit here and be like, yeah, you guys are crazy. But it's like, no. It's like, no, brah, you're the crazy. But
oh, well, that tone of voice, you have to be the crazy one then, right?
Look, the concert, okay? Simone goes from being this actress, right? And then, because there's these paps, right? It's these journalists. And they're digging, right? Because they're these huge, like, they're paparazzi, right? But they have this, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a news magazine type of thing, right? Back then. And they're digging because they figure out in one of her interviews, like the background, right? When they go to where she was at, they see that the background is different. And she was supposedly there like a day before, and the background looks different. And they're like, okay, so they start suspecting that something is weird. And they go and they confront him. And so the producer, I think his name is Victor, he's like, oh, you want to see her? Fine, you'll see her. So what does he do? Because I guess she starts singing. I don't know. She becomes like this pop star. She starts performing in a freaking hologram. Again, keep in mind, this was in 2002. This movie came out in 2002.
Yeah.
In the movie, she starts doing concerts, and he says, you know, just make sure, like, it's kind of funny, because he's like, just make sure that there's a lot of smoke, you know, for whatever, I don't know, he comes up, I forget, I don't know if you guys remember, but he tells them, like, make sure there's a lot of smoke.
And he just says that's how she wanted it. Like, any weird thing he needs to do, it's because she wants it that way.
Right. And then he's like, and there's security measures because she has a stalker, so nobody get too close. And then he gives, like, the people who he's giving these instructions to, right? Oh, Simone wants to give you, like he gives them, like, autographs. Yeah. And so, of course, these people are like, oh, my God, I love Simone, thank you. And then she performs. And it's this hologram, and it looks freaking real. Obviously, it's in the movie, you know, but how many holograms have already performed now that we know of, that we've seen? I've seen several. I've seen Tupac. I've seen Selena. I've seen Jenny Rivera. You know what I mean?
Anime. Like, I'm sorry, like, but no, yeah, like, in Japan, like, I want to say before that over here in the States, Japan did that with a lot of their anime concerts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they made them super real. Yeah, they still have that going. It's still one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
I want to see the one with the fly over your head. That one looks more cool, I have to say.
Yes. I've seen the ones for New Year's. I've seen and you're right. They look so freaking real.
So you're not wrong. Like,
yeah.
It's been a thing.
That shit is now. Like, it's been around. Again, this movie, back in 2002, 22 years ago. Anyway, so they show Simone performing, and everybody, because he tells the journalists, like, he tells the paps, you know, like, oh, you guys are going to see her, because they're questioning her. They're questioning whether, you know, where is she? And he ropes them in, and they're like, "Oh my God, she's there!" You know, it's so funny because they're like, "Yay!" They're like, you know,
Yeah,
fangirling.
they completely fall for her. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny and slightly, it's slightly unsettling.
right. And then, not only that, right? But then people, like the people, start lying as well because people want to be associated with her, right? So they have that actor that went to the producer, who the producer, which is Victor, right? He's the only one that knows that she's fake. The actor goes to Victor's like, "I spoke to Simone," and Victor's like, "You spoke to Simone?" And he's like, "Yeah, Simone said this and this," and like,
We
Victor
ran
knows.
into each other.
Right? Yeah. But then, like, he's not the only one. Like, then you've got the other secretary. Like, you have so many people that by association, because they want to be associated with Simone, they lie. And I can see that.
There was like so many rumors and then so many like, oh, we saw her here, we saw her there, but it's like, no.
Right.
Everyone's been making it up.
And then what happens? The journalists, what do? They even make a tell-all story about her childhood. Because, remember? Because why? Because they want to, like, I think this is when they were questioning, like, if she was, not if she was real. That was never even a question. The question, they thought that, why was Victor hiding her? Like, they wanted to know what was she hiding? So, that's why they made that. That only made her even more real.
You're right.
So,
you know what? That's a plot hole. I'm like, that's a plot hole.
Yeah.
Because she never, Simone, I'm doing air quotes, like, never turned around and was like, hey, that's not right. They just let it be.
Well, because for Victor, that was the best thing that could have happened.
No, yeah, but I'm just like, but the journalists, like, they never questioned that? Like, wait a minute.
Well, okay, but then, now, going back to Ballerina Farm, okay?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, in Simone, they even wrote, like, a tell-all about her childhood and everything. Not even interviewing anybody. Like, it was all total fake. Victor, who was, like, the creator of Simone, didn't even have anything to do with it. Right? It was just some journalist who made this up. Well, it was just a journalist who interviewed Hannah from Ballerina Farm, wasn't it? See what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is why last week when we were talking about all of this, and the fact that we found out that Roro is in fact fake, maybe not Roro herself is fake, although I think she is. But let's, I mean, just because it even says that they are, working for this marketing whatever. But I don't know. Just now, honestly, I am starting to question all freaking celebrities. I mean, if we go down the rabbit hole, I mean, Britney Spears, again, like you brought up Wendy Williams, there's so many out there that now if you really think about it. Alright, and then there's one last thing, and then I will open it up to you guys. But there's one last thing that I think will blow your mind. So, because I was curious, right? Because I'm like, well, actually, there's two things, but I'll save the one that will blow your mind. But this other thing, that really pissed me off. There's a scene where Victor's ex-wife, because Victor's ex-wife, she's like the head of the studio. right? She's the head of the studio, and I don't remember her name, which I think she's a beautiful lady, by the way. Hold on. I have the information here. I can tell you the name of this actress, and I need to look her up. Her name is Catherine Keener. She played Elaine. That's what her name was, Elaine.
Elaine, yeah.
And the actress is Catherine Keener. I feel like she's a beautiful lady. But there's a scene that, oh my god, I wanted to reach in and punch the writer of this movie. What did I say his name was again? Andrew Nicolai. Because in the scene, she's the ex-wife of Victor, right? But she's the head of the studio. And so for all intents and purposes, she's the one, like, she's his boss, and she's Simone's boss. You know, she's the one that hired them, basically. But she's kind of, like, jealous because it seems like Victor is dating Simone. And the secretary, I think, he goes out, and they think that he's meeting Simone in the beach house. And the secretary told Elaine that that's where they're going to be. So she goes out there because she's going to... I don't know what she's going to do, actually. I guess she's going to spy on them? I don't know.
I think she was, yeah. I think that was the intent.
Yeah. Right. But, of course, there's no Simone, and so it's just Victor. And so Victor's waiting for her because he knows that that's what she's going to do. And so they kind of start, you know, making out because he's like, no, Simone's not here, blah, 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 and they start making out. And because he's telling her, like, it's over, you know, there's nothing going on between me and Simone. And they start making out, right? And this lady says, because he tells her something like, he's trying to confess to her, right? He's trying to tell her, like, you know what, there's actually no Simone. I made her up, blah, blah. And he's trying to be like, I want to be with you. You know, like, he's trying to confess, he's trying to come clean. And she turns around and she's like, no, Victor, what? Are you crazy? And this is not verbatim, by the way. But she says something like, no, you're crazy, Victor. Like, we can't do this. And yes, okay. You know, I slept my way to the top to get where I am. But, you know, and he turns around and he's like, you did? And she's like, yes, but that's okay. And I was like, what? What the fuck? Right? Like, oh my god, I just about lost it.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, I just kind of was like, did she really just, wait, what? Like,
I was disgusted. Like, the fact that they even wrote that in, like, the fact, like, what? Oh, of course, a woman is the head, you know, the head of the studio. Of course she slept her way to the top. How else would she be in that position? That was just, I just wanted to throw that. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that's just, disgusting. But anyway, going back to the regularly scheduled program, the thing that I was going to say was going to blow your mind. I wanted to, because like I said, this movie, it's a play-by-play of what is happening right now. Like, literally, this is what is happening right now. If you pay attention, watch this movie, and it's literally telling you what you need to know, what is happening right now, right? And so, but I wanted to dig a little bit deeper. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Who's the director? Who wrote this movie? Do you want to know who wrote this movie? Do you know what other movie he wrote?
Which ones and who?
He wrote The Truman Show.
Wait, really?
Freaking Truman Show. Yes,
Do you guys
really.
ever feel like cameras are watching you and then you look and there's nothing there?
Like, and you know, all the shit, all the conspiracy theories that have been said about The Truman Show as well. Like, but he also wrote, it's actually two of my favorite movies. Gattaca, I don't know if you remember that one. Lucica? Do you remember that one? Gattaca? Gattaca.
Gattaca?
Yeah, do you remember that one? I might be saying it wrong too, because, you know, I might have a little thing called personality. No, just kidding. What is it called?
Wow.
No. Gattaca is the movie. It's with Uma Thurman, Love, Ethan Hawke, and Jude Law. It's the one, remember, with the guy. Look, I'll read to you what it's about. It's Vincent, an invalid, and it's in quotation marks, assumes the identity of a member of the genetic elite to pursue his goal of traveling into space with the Gattaca Aerospace Corporation. However, a week before, do you remember it now?
I remember that, yeah. I don't remember the name of the movie. Yeah, I do remember the whole movie, strangely enough.
And another movie that he also wrote is, wrote and directed, is the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake. Remember the one where they have that time stamped in their arm, that they're up to 25 years, they get up to 25 years, and then when they're 25 years old, it activates in their arm, and that's just those movies. Huh, isn't it strange?
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's one of those, everyone always has that feeling, you know, like, no matter what it is, no matter where you go, you know, you have that feeling of, like, someone's looking at you, and then you look, and then there's no one there, and then you're just there, like,
right.
Like, it's just my imagination. How many times when you were a kid did that happen, and you ignored it because you're like, it's just my imagination? Right. But what if it's like that? Like, you just said Truman Show.
Yeah.
How did he feel? He started like, I feel like people are watching me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in your head.
I also see that he also did The Host.
Oh yeah, The Host with Stephanie Myers. Yeah.
Which one's?
It's where parasitic aliens come down to Earth and they take over your body, but like you're able to tell them apart from regular humans because they leave like a light ring around the people.
Oh.
And yeah, because it's like almost like split personality, and it's like you have the regular human host, and then you have the one with the alien that's trying to suppress it down, like almost like inner voice or inner thoughts, you know?
Oh, crazy! I remember that movie.
I actually like that movie.
I remember that movie too. But again, like they always. Let me tell you another thing, ladies. And this is something that, you know, I love a good conspiracy theory. I love it. I like to sink my teeth into it. And I go down that rabbit hole really deep into it.
You do.
Like, I do.
Right. But here's the thing, okay? A while back, I was watching some YouTubers, and they were talking about, I don't know if you guys ever heard this conspiracy theory about Walt Disney. And about Walt Disney, that they froze his head. Did you guys ever hear about this?
I have. Yeah. Oh my god. I remember hearing that for the longest time when I was little.
Right.
Jesus.
This is like a thing, right? Like everybody would talk about it. And so back in the day, right? Back in the early days, back in my day, back when Google first began, you would look it up and you would like put like Walt Disney Frozen and like Walt Disney, you could go in there and look all about that. Try and do that now. Just try it. You just right now you looked up what other movies Andrew Nicolai did, right? Now try to look up what I just said about Walt Disney and see what comes up.
I just get things about the movie Frozen.
Exactly. So then the conspiracy theory was that they made the movie Frozen to cover up those searches so that anytime now people search Walt Disney Frozen, now you can't, it's like you have to really, really, really dig, and it's gonna be really hard for you to even find anything anymore. Okay? Now the reason I'm telling you this is because we're talking about the movie Simone, and I'm talking about the movie Simone. Now try to search the movie Simone. Try to search Simone. Just put Simone on there. See what happens.
Oh, I keep getting that the gymnast.
Exactly. Yep. That's what kept happening to me. And I was like, and I told Noodles, I'm like, you know what this is reminding me of? Because we were trying to see, hey, I wonder where we can watch the movie. Where can we watch the movie Simone? And you know, this for the last, week and a half, all I've been talking about is like Simone Biles, because I love Simone Biles, like she's the GOAT, right? Like I love her. But for the last couple of days, like I was like, where can we watch the movie Simone? And all that pops up is Simone Biles. And this isn't new either. Like Simone Biles has been around for a while now. So now I'm questioning.
Is she even real?
Like, what the fuck? Well, not only that, like, okay, if you guys really want me to go cray-cray on this, I could. Because, okay, you guys are going to have to follow me on this, and you guys are really going to have to...
I'm holding on for dear life.
Yes. Because, okay.
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
I'm not saying that she's not real, because, again, like, she's a GOAT, right? Like, I love Simone Biles. But it is a bit weird now, if you think about it. When you try to search the movie Simone, all you find is Simone Biles, right? Okay. I'm not saying she's not real, but now think of the show The Boys. And the Soups, right? So now, remember how we were talking about Michael Phelps? And when I was telling you about, like, oh yeah, like Michael Phelps, and like how I remember how in the last Olympics, how they kept saying, like, oh, because of the way his body is shaped and blah blah, and you know, the way, because he has a longer torso than most, and that helps him. I don't know, web feet or whatever. Just kidding. I don't know. He doesn't have web feet. But something about the way his body was shaped.
Yeah,
like,
I remember hearing about that.
That was just something natural, and it helped him, like, swim better. I don't know, faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so what if, again, the way the freaking world is right now, we don't know at this rate. We really don't know. Like, you know how in the show The Boys, like at first, I don't know, have you seen that show, Musica?
The Boys?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, oh my god, my wife and her friends and coworkers have been all saying to me,
you need to watch it.
Told her, and she's like, we need to watch it together, and oh my god, no, I don't want to watch it.
Either?
No, she has. I think she's seen the first season.
It's so good. You like the Marvel movie and stuff?
Yes.
Like, this is really good. Like, you're going to love it. I promise you. You're not going to regret it.
No.
I mean, the few clips or scenes that I've seen on TikTok, I have not liked it so far. So
No. I promise you, you are. Like, it's one of those, because I was the same way. When I first saw the clips, I was like, like, it doesn't look... I know what you feel. I promise you. Watch it.
I agree.
It's so good.
So I'm not gonna say then what I was gonna say, because I feel that it would.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I understood though what you're gonna say. I don't know if everyone else did.
Yeah.
No, freaking tell me now, okay? You can't just do that. I am your child. You know, when you're like this too, you can't just say things and then just say, oh, never mind.
Fine, but if I say it, are you gonna watch it?
Maybe.
You have to promise.
No, you have to.
You have to promise me that you'll watch the first season. It's only like 10 episodes?
Yeah, you'll have to, because this is a huge spoiler. And for those of you who are still watching The Boys,
But it's good, Musica. It's not. Look, I'll tell you. If it would be a bad show, I wouldn't push it. I wouldn't push it. But I know you, and we know the kind of shows that you like, and you would like it.
You were like the same thing with Gilmore Girls. I don't like Gilmore Girls.
No,
she wasn't.
This is nothing like Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, you
this
guys
is like on the total opposite spectrum of it, okay? Gilmore Girls is like cotton candy and kittens and sugar plum and the boys
little brat.
like razor blades and blood and no, trust me.
I watched the first 3 episodes. Happy?
Okay, the first 3 are good actually. I'm good with that. Alright.
Shut up, babe! God. Emily's saying she's happy that you guys bullied me into watching it finally.
You're welcome.
And now you cannot use them as a weapon against me, damn it!
So, in The Boys, and spoilers for everybody, in The Boys, okay, the soups, the ones that are superheroes, right? They are actually genetically engineered to pee.
Oh my god, they're medically engineered to pee? Jesus, I didn't know we couldn't do that.
Those lucky bastards. Another hit for that one.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you need, another hit.
They're genetically engineered to be soups, okay? To be supernatural. But you don't find that out. I don't even know, do you find that out in the first season? I don't even remember.
No, you don't. You find that like in the 3rd season.
Oh shit. Oops.
That's what I'm saying. It's a huge spoiler. Like,
oh, okay. Well, anyway, but watch it. It's really good. But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, we don't know, right? I just think that it's a huge coincidence now that this movie, Simone, you saw it, Musica. What did you think? What did, like, honestly, watching it's almost, to me, honestly, it's, and we haven't even talked about the freaking ending. Holy shit.
Yes.
Talk about, we have seen all the scary movies out there. But I would tell you, the ending of this movie, and I don't want, this one, I don't want to spoil, but I will tell you, the ending of this movie, Simone, scared the shit out of me.
yeah, that one was like, oh.
I did not see it going that way, I admit, yeah. The ending was definitely like a twist for me.
And that, ooh, that I can see right now. That I already see.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I can explain what the fuck is going on in the world right now. There is no way none of this shit is real.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, like, it would explain a lot. It really would. But how scary. Ugh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It gave me chills.
I've got chills. They're multiplying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just that was just perfect timing.
It really was. Yay! Biddies! Bitty witties!
Anyways.
Alright, so I know this isn't a movie review, but we still gotta do it. We gotta do it, ladies. We gotta do it.
We have
Guess
to.
to do it.
So, what was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part, funny enough, is when he's trying to ruin her reputation, but it's making her even more famous.
Oh my god, yes!
The whole I am pig and her saying how she's like, have you ever tasted dolphin bean sauteed? And she's like, nah. It's like, oh my god. It's like, yes, like I can see all the humanitarians already like, how dare you? But like the other people who probably do have illegally eaten dolphins, they're like, oh my god, yeah, she supports us. And it's like, god fucking damn it.
Yeah.
It's like, wrong group.
Freaking hypocrites, right? But for real.
No, yeah, I just find it funny, and he's like, how the fuck is this not working? Because, like, he's thinking, like, if this was any other normal, like, living person, yes, that would definitely probably more than likely irreversibly ruin their reputation.
Yeah.
But because, like, she's AI, and he's built her, like, don't get me wrong, like, he's trying to add in, like, some human-like features, but I think because, like, he's played her to, like, what people generally want to like see of like actors, singer, models, you know, like how we have to like, oh, they have to remain this type of image in our head. Like he kind of like does that because like again, like he's a director, he knows more or less what people want to see. But then like it's funny because I think when he tries to destroy her reputation or anything, that's when he accidentally adds more of the human quality into her, because I think there is a point where like, yes, like, oh my god, we love them, we idolize them, whatever, but I think there's a point we think like, okay, they're acting a little too perfect, and then they do some things like, oh, they seem more human. I could totally see them doing that because like I've done it before, you know, like, oh, like they have a coffee, oh, they have a beer, oh, like they're wearing regular clothes like anyone else, you know, like, they look like it's from Walmart or like Target or Hot Topic or something like that, you know?
Right.
And I think that's also like, he didn't realize that draw them in more because it's like, oh, you're now relatable to me in that sort of sense.
Right.
Which I just found so funny because he's over here like, what? Why? And he's literally calling them all fucking stupid, and it's like, kind of a weird like pot on the kettle black right there.
Yeah. For real.
It's yeah, those parts are freaking laughable. Like, but then you're right. And then think of the celebrities we have now. How many of them go through a phase like that?
A lot. So many. One Cena.
I mean, I think my favorite part was, I don't know if it's like my favorite part, but one part that I had to be like, aha, was
aha.
was when he's trying to confess how Simone is fake to his wife.
Yeah.
And then like he's over here like, I made her, and she turns around and was like, no, like she made you. And then she just gets up and leaves, and he's just there like, oh.
Yes.
I love that part.
Oh my god, yes.
I kind of find that again like a whole like funny like an oxymoron kind of deal because like it is true, like they did kind of made each other, like.
And the fact that she didn't thank him at the Oscars.
Oh, I have a theory on that. I have a theory about that in the movie.
Oh, what is it? What?
So, I have a theory that when Hank died, I think he knew. Again, because like obviously, like he, when the guy leaves and like Hank's like begging him to like call him soon because he's like how he said like I'm dying. Like he says I have less than a week to live.
Oh my
and
god.
it literally says like a week later, and then like Hank's attorney is there to give him like the last will and testament, which is the big giant ass hard drive.
Right.
I think that Hank knew that again, like, oh, he's never gonna contact me, but I'm gonna give it to him anyways, because he knew, like, just like with him, like he said, like they were the same. They were both desperate. They both wanted to get their names out there. They both wanted to get their last moments of legacy, you know.
Right.
And I think Hank kind of maybe knew that, oh, like he would eventually forget about him, you know, and not credit him. I mean, yes, they could say like, oh, like he did do it in the first movie where he does in the end of the first movie he says like for Hank. But like that's just about it. Ever since then it's like he kind of forgets about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Hank did like if maybe like a protocol that if he was to ever win a first award with Simone, that it would be him. Because like he did technically create her first.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah. So I think that's what happened. Because like when it does the whole flashback of him, not the flashback, but when it goes over to like him in the studio and he's checking like, did I do it? Did I actually save it?
Yeah.
And he literally questions her like, why didn't you say it?
Yeah.
And she just smiles and it's like, I think that's Hank. Like he literally did that to be like, oh, don't forget, I still made her. You know, like this is still mine.
Right.
I'm gonna get my credit.
Nice. Good for you, Hank. Good for you. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even question it. Good. Yeah. Well, you know, because at the end of the day, it's AI. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It does think for it on its own, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
No, yeah, like
interesting.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Like, I think because, like, the times when he talks to her and, like, yes, everyone can say, like, oh, like, it's, like when she tells him, like, when he's about to date and everything, and she tells him, like, why, or, like, you look lonely, you look sad, and when he gets crying, and, like, he moves to, like, wipe away his tear, like, she does the same thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, she's literally copying his movements.
Yeah.
And, like, even he has the whole, like, what the fuck moment right here.
Yeah.
And I do think that it's like with any program. Like, it's built to adapt.
Yeah.
And again, like, the more human quality he talks and interacts and gives to her, the more human-like she is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, I go back to, like, what the whole Hank thing before is, like, when she says, like, oh, like, wherever you are, like, I love you and miss you. And then when I remember his daughter asks him, like, who's Hank? And he says, oh, like, that's her father. Like, in a way, he's right. That is her father. She literally thanked her father for giving her this chance, this moment.
That's true.
Yeah. For sure. I think for me, I would agree with you. My favorite part would have been that, with Musica. But since you picked that, I'm going to choose my second favorite part. Which is probably the concert. Just because I like the song. But also, just because I think that right there is like the best representation of the now. You know, I think that right there is like shows how easily we are even being fooled right now. You know?
Yeah.
I could see it. So, yeah, but also, I mean, I liked it. I liked that scene. And then, so what was your least favorite parts?
My least favorite, I would have to say, would be, and I know you guys are probably not going to agree with me with this on anything, but it's like when they ask him, like, where, because, like, when they arrest him to, like, say where's the body and everything like that, and, like, he takes them to where he dumped the hard drives, and they pulled out the trunk, and it's empty. That I don't like. It's like, how do you explain that? Like, it's literally a sealed tight chest that he had a lock and chain on.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do they do that? And I know some people are like, oh, like, because, like, you know, later on the mother and daughter do find out, like, oh, Simone really is, you know, AI and everything. And they'll be like, oh, because of them. It's like, no. Like, she found only one small little hard drive that had the last imprint of her that the dad forgot in the computer.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, again with the trunk, like, how the hell did that happen? There's no way they disintegrated or someone managed to open it up, retie it, and just leave it like that. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That part I didn't like. I'm sorry. That is the biggest plot hole for me. And yes, I get it. People say, like, oh, it's like early 2000s, whatever. But me, as a person who loves a somewhat good plot that ties in a little bit, I feel like I wish that was more or less, like, explained, you know?
Right.
Because, like, even if they had brought them up, again, it was in the ocean, in the water. They would have been destroyed. Like, if anything,
It's just a mistake they did.
No, yeah, if anything, they could have been like, oh, you're just trying to get rid of her life, like, make it seem like she is really non-existent. You know, I think they could have played it on with that.
Yeah.
Instead of been like, oh, you're crazy, there's nothing in here.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. What about you, Noodles?
Mine would have to be the one in the scene where those two paparazzi guys went into her hotel, into Simone's.
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah, that was creepy.
And that guy was just like, I need a moment alone, and like, I did not like that at all. I was just like, why? Like, how creepy. Like, even though she's not real, like,
but still, yeah, that's an ick
like
factor.
I could see things like that happening, and it's just like, ugh. It was gross.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
hated every minute of it.
Yeah, and then when Victor drops the toothbrush, and then the guy put no.
Yes.
Oh my god. I thought that was sweet little gestures right there to, like, I guess that, like, really is toilet trash.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my least favorite part was, well, I mean, I said it at the beginning, was when Elaine says to Victor. That right there, you know. I just could not believe, I was just so disappointed, you know, that, first of all, I mean, throughout the whole movie, I thought, you know, it's so cool that they had this woman as the head of the studio. But then when you think about it, Elaine as the character, it's kind of sad, because the whole time it's stupid. Like, she didn't even meet Simone. She was with this young actor. Like, the whole character of Elaine, I think this actress is beautiful. And she played the part beautifully. Nothing against the actress. It's just...
Her character wasn't good, yeah.
It was written horribly, and it just...
Like, they did her dirty with that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
there was no need for it. There was no need.
Yeah. And that line, it just kills me, you know, because of course. Anyway, but yeah. Anyways, you guys, I think I could go on and on and on about this and how the world is fake that we live in right now.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But it's crazy that we can't even Google Walt Disney's Frozen head anymore, because Frozen will come up, and we cannot Google Simone because Simone Biles will come up. But you can watch the movie Simone it's free. You can watch it on Tubi, but you can watch it on YouTube. Google Simone the movie.
Yeah.
Again, it's a movie, came out in 2002 by Andrew Nicolai. He also did The Truman Show. So there's that. Take that what you will. Do you ladies want to say anything else before we say bye-bye?
Give me cheat codes to this life already, damn it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, cheat codes, man.
Like 1 or 2. I'm not asking for all of them. I'm asking for like 1 or 2.
The mother load.
Jesus.
Like at this point, man.
Alright,
But it's a good movie. Highly recommended.
Yeah. Alright, well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
Bye, you guys. Catch us on the next one.
Bye.
See you later.